Today, we're going to start our new play, which is called Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark. Hamlet was written by William Shakespeare, and we have to know that Hamlet is considered to be one of the most important and one of the most famous plays that were written by Shakespeare. First, let's start with the setting of our play. Hamlet takes place in Denmark around the beginning of the 17th century. Our main characters, the first one is Hamlet. As we know, Hamlet is our main character and he's our hero. At the beginning of the play, we know that King Hamlet was dead. Prince Hamlet was told that his father died while he was sleeping in the garden, and the snake bit him. He was bitten by a snake. That was the story that Hamlet was told. After his father died, Hamlet was always alone. He ignored everybody. He avoided everyone. And what mostly shocked Hamlet after his father was dead, that his mother, Queen Gertrude, got married after his father died with less than 2 months. Not only that, but she was married to his uncle, her husband's brother. That shocked Hamlet. He considered that his mother betrayed the memory of his father. Throughout the play, we know that Hamlet suspected that his father was really killed or was really died by the snake bite. He suspected that his father was murdered by his uncle, Claudius, who married his mother after his father died. Then Hamlet will try to prove that Claudius really murdered his father or killed his father. Later on, Hamlet was met by the ghost of his father, the king's ghost. The ghost told Hamlet that the story which he was told about his death was not true. The true story about the king's death, that the king was murdered by poison. The king's brother, Claudius, he poured poison into the king's ear while he was sleeping in the garden. And that was the true story about the king's death. Then the ghost would ask Hamlet to avenge his murder and kill Claudius. Then we have our villain, our evil character. He the king of Denmark, and he was Hamlet's uncle. Claudius was an ambitious person. He always wanted to get rid of his brother, King Hamlet, so that he would be the new king and he would marry the queen, Queen Gertrude. So he decided to get rid of his brother, so he poured poison into his ear and killed him while he was sleeping in the garden. Then we have Queen Gertrude. Queen Gertrude was Hamlet's mother, and after her husband died with less than 2 months, she married to his brother, Claudius, who became the new king. Hamlet considered that his mother betrayed the memory of his father, and he couldn't believe that his mother would marry such a person like Claudius. Then we have Polonius. Polonius was the advisor of Claudius. He was the advisor of the new king, and he was the Lord Chamberlain. Polonius appeared to be a wise person when he advised his son before he traveled back to school. Polonius had a son and a daughter. His son was called Laertes, and his daughter was called Ophelia. Later on, we would know that Ophelia was in love with Prince Hamlet. The issue about Polonius that he was always interfering in Hamlet's life, giving advice to the king and the queen, and watching Hamlet's reactions. Even when Hamlet decided to pretend that he was mad, he didn't believe that Hamlet's madness because of something else. No, he believed that Hamlet's madness was because his daughter Ophelia rejected his love. Then we have Ophelia. Ophelia was Polonius' daughter. She was a beautiful young woman with whom Hamlet had been in love. Ophelia was so sweet and innocent. We can describe Ophelia with just one word. She was naive. Naive means that she had no experience in life. She was really in love with Hamlet. But when her father Polonius asked her to stop that relationship, she obeyed her father. And she gave Hamlet back his letters and presents. Even she was in love with him. But because she was innocent, she was naive, she had to obey her father. Then we have the ghost. King Hamlet's ghost. The ghost appeared twice in our play. In Act 1, the ghost appeared to Hamlet to ask him and to order him to avenge his murder and to tell Hamlet the true story about his death. Everybody was told that the king was dead by the bite of a snake. But the true story that Claudius, the king's brother, he poured poison into his ear while he was sleeping. That's why the King Hamlet's ghost appeared to Hamlet and told him and ordered him to avenge his murder. Later on, the ghost would appear again for Hamlet to remind him of avenging his murder. What about the themes? Hamlet includes many themes. The themes are the main ideas, okay, which are explained in the play. The most important theme in the play is revenge. The theme of revenge is constant throughout the play. So here we have two plots concerning revenge. The first one, when the ghost of King Hamlet appeared to Hamlet and asked him to avenge his death. So Hamlet would plan how to take revenge from Claudius, who killed his father. Later on, we would know that Hamlet would kill Polonius by mistake. So Polonius' son, Laertes, he also would like and he would try to avenge his father's murder and would try to kill Hamlet. Then we have the theme of deceit. Deceit comes from the verb deceive. Deception or deceit is also an important theme in the play, as every character is trying to deceive the other. At the beginning, when Hamlet decided to pretend that he was mad, he was deceiving everybody, including Claudius and his mother. And even before that, Claudius could deceive everyone in Denmark, and he told them a false story about the king's death. And he told them that the king died because a bite of a snake. But the true story that he killed his own brother. Then we have the theme of madness and suicide. Throughout the play, we would know that we have two kinds of madness. We have pretended madness and real madness. Hamlet pretended to be mad in order to plan for his revenge. But Ophelia, Polonius' daughter, she turns into madness when she can no longer tolerate that the person whom she was in love with killed her own father. So we have pretended madness and real madness. By the end, Ophelia would no longer be able to bear the life which her father was killed by her own lover, or by the person whom she was in love with, and she committed suicide. Then we have the theme of supernaturalism or supernatural elements. Shakespeare was fond of using supernatural elements in his plays. Macbeth, which you studied in grade 7, and even Hamlet. What represents supernatural elements? Of course, the ghost of the king, which appeared at the beginning of the play. In Hamlet, supernatural appears in the form of the ghost. The ghost appeared, as we said, to order Hamlet to avenge his death. Okay, so that was also one of the most important themes in the play. Then we have the theme of betrayal. We have many characters who betrayed each other. First of all, Claudius, he betrayed his own brother and killed him and murdered him. Then he married his own wife. Then Hamlet thought that his mother betrayed the memory of his father when she accepted to marry Claudius, who was totally the opposite character of her own husband or her late husband. Okay, even Hamlet considered that he himself betrayed his father's ghost, as he was always delaying killing Claudius. He had many chances to kill Claudius, but every time Hamlet got a reason not to kill him. Okay, so that was the theme of betrayal. Then one of the most important themes is appearance versus reality. So first of all, Claudius, he appeared to be a loving person who cared about the people, and he accepted to marry Gertrude because he wanted that. But the reality of Claudius, that he was a murderer. He murdered his own brother, he killed his own brother in order to become the new king and in order to marry Gertrude. Even Hamlet, he convinced and he tried to convince everybody that he was mad. But really, he was not mad. He was pretending to be mad. Okay, so that's all about the most important characters and the most important themes in the play.